reply.
Thank you, Catherine. I want to thank Senator Kelly for raising this in the Shannon this evening. I would like to thank the Senator for raising the matter. I am speaking on behalf of the Minister for Justice and Equality, who was unable to be present due to other business. The Minister is fully aware of the concerns which have been expressed concerning the death of Father Niall Molloy, and he sympathises greatly with the Molloy family. Father Molloy's death was the subject of an investigation by An Garda Síochána, which resulted in the submission of an investigation file to the law officers, who directed that a person be charged with the manslaughter and assault occasioning actual bodily harm. At the trial in June 1986, directions to acquit were given by the judge. The circumstances of Father Molloy's death gave rise to considerable public concern at the time, and the Minister appreciates that the family has sought answers ever since as to how their well-loved relative met his death. I am sure senators will join with me in also expressing sympathy to the families down the years whose loved ones were killed and where the perpetrators were never brought to justice. Most recently, the concerns raised surrounding the death of Father Molloy found expressions in the publication of a newspaper article in October 2010, accompanied by strong representations made by the family. It is important that we acknowledge, in particular, the journalistic work of Ms. Gemma O'Doherty in unearthing information about the case for the Irish Independent. On foot of this development, the Garda Commissioner arranged for a detective superintendent to meet with Ms. O'Doherty as the author of the article, as well as with family members. The purpose of this was to facilitate an assessment of whether there was any evidence which was not available to the original investigation team, and if further investigation was required in this case. Shortly following the Minister's appointment, he inquired into the steps being taken by An Garda Síochána and was advised of the position. He has at all times emphasised the importance of all relevant matters being thoroughly examined and investigated. The examination is ongoing, and the Minister is receiving regular updates from the Commissioner. The Garda authorities have indicated that during the course of the examination, additional information has been provided to the investigation Gardaí, identifying further lines of inquiry which had to be followed up. The Garda Commissioner has assured the Minister that each and every one of these lines of inquiry is being or will be pursued. The Minister also understands that the officers carrying out the examination are continuing to keep Father Molloy's family members updated on progress. The Minister is well aware, of course, of many issues of concern which have been raised in the public domain surrounding the circumstances of Father Molloy's death and the context in which some form of inquiry has been considered desirable. But what needs to be considered first and foremost at present is that the matters at the heart of the Garda examination relate to the potential criminal liability. In that context, possible charges. So it is very important that nothing is said or done which could prejudice or be seen to prejudice criminal proceedings. Moreover, in any case where criminal behaviour is suspected, it is only through a Garda investigation and where evidence of criminal wrongdoing is available through the submission of a file by the Gardaí to the Director of Public Prosecution that persons can be brought fully to account before the courts. A commission of investigation or journalistic inquiries cannot do this, nor can any type of review, no matter how thorough or independent. The best form of justice for the Molloy family would be for anyone who has any criminal liability in relation to the tragic death to be brought to account to facing charges. In the Minister's view, it would be deeply inappropriate to do anything which would prejudice the possibility of that happening. It is also of crucial importance that the Garda receive the fullest cooperation from any individual who can provide any information of relevance to the inquiries being conducted. Whatever questions there may be about the original investigation, people should not presume that the outcome of the current Gardaí examination. That examination in the Minister's view, must be allowed to proceed unhindered, and it has been assured by the Garda Commissioner that all relevant evidence will be fully pursued, wherever it may lead. The House would appreciate that ultimately a criminal prosecution has to be based on hard evidence, not rumours, speculation or conjecture. The Garda examination has been complete, and accordingly any media reports of its findings are of nature premature. In making these points, I want to make it clear that the Minister's commitment to reviewing the situation when he receives a final report from the Garda Commissioner remains firmly in place. Against that background, I hope the House can accept that we all share the desire to see justice done as much as possible in this case. I have tried to set out why, in the first instance, the best chance to achieve these lies with allowing the current Garda examination to proceed.
Okay. Well, Margaret. Yeah. In view of the fact that the Minister is not the Minister responsible, I think you have to be, I suppose, conscious of the fact that I ask him any questions he's not in a position to answer.
I don't have any questions to ask. I just no, I appreciate what Minister Ring has substituted for the Minister for Justice in this case. So all I want to say is that maybe that response, Minister, might have been written last Friday, because on Sunday's paper, the Sunday Times, it more or less clearly says that the Garda investigation has concluded and that they have found no evidence of a cover-up. And since then, Minister, today, the Molloy family have written to the Garda Commissioner and asked him to remove all the serious crime review team from the investigation. So that's where I believe that response was given on Friday, and it's not up to date. And can I just say that the Minister did say that if he was in power, he would give this investigation a priority. And just to finally say, Minister, no matter how many times myself and other members of this House and the Molloy family are going to get knocked back on this one, we're still going to seek justice for Father Niall Molloy. Thank you, Minister.
Thank you.
Thank you. I will pass on your remark to the Senior Minister. And again, the Minister has asked me to stress that he is very conscious to distress the relatives of Father Molloy and the distress is causing them. But I will pass on your views to him.
Thank you, Minister, and thank you, Senator Kelly. Last